Hello, hello, everyone. A massive, heartfelt, and energetic welcome back to day 15 of our 60-day spoken English podcast. Wow, Ishani, just stop for a second and let that sink in. 15 days. We have officially reached the 25% mark of this entire transformation journey.
It's actually incredible, Sam. If you're listening to this right now and you've been with us since day one, where we started with stop saying myself, you should be so proud of yourself. You are part of that elite group of people who actually finish what they start. Absolutely amazing.
Today is a big one. It's one of the most practical episodes we've ever recorded. Why? Because let's face it, life is mostly made of the past. Whether you're in a high-pressure job interview describing your background, or you're at a party in London telling a new friend about your weekend, you need the simple past.
But it's so tricky, isn't it? Have you ever felt that brain freeze when someone asks, "What did you do yesterday?" Or "Tell me about your last project." You know the words, but suddenly the tenses get all tangled up like a messy ball of yarn. Ugh.
I call that the past tense panic. Well, today we're using our secret weapons, the mystery of the stolen Turner drawings, the linguistic notes from the U.S. Department of State, and the story learning methods of Ollie Richards to help you narrate your life with total confidence.
We are going to dive deep into the narrative mindset, learn how to move beyond basic ED endings into the world of irregular verbs, and most importantly, we're going to teach you how to describe your career history like a total pro. So grab your notebook, take a deep breath, and let's turn your past into your greatest strength. Absolutely.
Let's start with a concept we've mentioned before, but it's crucial for today: extensive learning. Ishani, remember what Ollie Richards says about the shock students feel in the real world?
Yes, he says most students feel paralyzed because they've only studied English in tiny artificial nuggets of information. They might know the rule for the past tense on a worksheet, but they can't feel the rhythm of a story. When we talk about the past, we aren't just conjugating verbs, we're building a narrative.
Exactly. If you try to analyze every single verb while you're speaking, the words will fly at you at 100 miles an hour and you'll get tongue-tied. The secret is to read and listen for the gist. When you hear a story, don't worry about every single irregular verb at first. Just follow the flow of events.
It's like how you learned your mother tongue. You didn't study a past tense chart as a toddler, did you? No, you just listened to people tell stories. By aiming for completion and finishing a story without reaching for a dictionary every 2 seconds, you train your brain to recognize that he went sounds right and he goed sounds totally wrong. Your brain is a supercomputer. You just need to feed it the right data.
Absolutely. So let's look at how that data looks in the real world. The simple past is usually for actions that are 100% finished. And a word we see constantly in our sources is just. We use it to show that something finished in the very, very recent past.
Like in our mystery story, Robert Greene says he just finished writing a book. Or when that accident happens near the post office, Peter says, yes, it just happened. Notice the stress on the word just. It emphasizes that the action is fresh and relevant.
But here is where the panic usually starts: irregular verbs. English loves to be difficult, doesn't it? You don't say, he runned a red light. You say, that car ran a red light and hit that truck.
Or when Natalie sees the drawings in the shop, she doesn't say, I finded them. She says, I saw some drawings that caught my eye. Notice those verbs: ran, hit, saw, caught, found, took. These are the workhorse verbs of the English language.
Our linguistic notes suggest that you should use the simple tense to give clear, direct descriptions. If you want to emphasize that something did actually happen, you can use did as a helper. Like Meg and Julia. Meg says, you always did have good taste. She stresses the did to emphasize a past fact while making a little joke.
And don't forget intonation. This is where the music of English comes in. When you ask a question like, "How did your physics exam go?" your voice should naturally fall at the end because it's a how question. But if someone asks, "Didn't you meet her at the party?" they're using a negative question to show surprise. They thought the event already happened.
Absolutely. The past tense isn't just about was and were, it's about the energy you put into the verbs. Speaking of was and were, let's talk about the most important part of today, describing your job experience.
This is the core of Day 15. Whether you're a fresh graduate or a seasoned professional, you need to describe your past roles with clarity and power. Let's look at our character profiles for inspiration. Natalie's profile says she studied history of art at Oxford University.
Studied. A nice regular past tense verb. But look at what Amelia, the museum director, says later. Your university told me you graduated with honors. When you describe your own experience, you need to use these power verbs.
Let's practice a few. Say them with us. I graduated from, I worked as a, I completed the project, I managed a team of 5.
If you have a gap in your career, or if you're switching fields, you can use those polite structures we learned on Day 8 to soften the story. But for your achievements, be direct. Look at Dr. Smith. Margaret introduces him by saying he just finished writing a book. If you just finished a major task, say it with pride. I just finished a project on market research that saved the company 10%.
What if you've been doing something for a long time? Lawrence Windsor says about his cleaner, "I have known him my whole life." This is the present perfect, which we'll dive deeper into later, but for now, notice how it connects the past to the present.
And what if you're talking about a past habit that you no longer do, like a previous job role that was totally different? Use used to. Elena says, "It reminds me of when I used to dance." It's perfect for hobbies or old roles. I used to work in sales, but now I'm an art historian.
Absolutely. Your job history is a narrative. To make it sound professional, you need connectors. Use first, then, and finally. For example, first I studied engineering, then I worked for a startup. Finally, I decided to move into teaching. Wow, suddenly your resume sounds like an exciting journey instead of a boring list.
It really does. Now, to really master the past, we need to practice narrating an incident. Let's use the mystery of the stolen drawings to see how a professional report sounds. Ishani, imagine you are Detective Smith reporting to the chief of police.
I'm ready. Listen to this narration, everyone. Yesterday, 2 women, Natalie and Alice, arrived in London. They went to Camden Market and found some drawings. They recognized them as Turner's. Robert Green, the shop owner, bought them from a stranger. But that night, someone smashed the windows and stole the drawings again.
Notice how all those verbs arrived, went, found, recognized, bought, smashed, stole, build a sequence. It's like a chain. If one link is missing, the story breaks.
When you narrate, you can also use "oh no" to show sympathy for something that happened to someone else, like Helen does when she hears about Jane's failed exam. Or you can use "what a coincidence" if 2 past events happened at the same time.
And what if you made a mistake in the past? In a professional setting, owning it is a strength. Look at Mariana. She says, "I'm so ashamed. I didn't want to cause any trouble." She uses the negative past, didn't want. If you need to apologize for an oversight at work, you can say, "I apologize for the error. I wasn't thinking clearly at that moment."
Wow, did you notice? Even the most complex mystery or the most difficult job history is just a collection of simple past sentences. If you can describe what Natalie did in the market, you can describe what you did in your last job. It's the same gist.
We have covered so much ground today. Wow, from the grammar panic and the gist method to irregular workhorse verbs and building your professional journey.
You are now 25% through this course. You are no longer a beginner. You are a storyteller. I can honestly see the progress in our community already. The comments, the messages, your confidence is growing.
Here is your Day 15 challenge. I want you to record a 3-minute story of your professional journey on your phone. Minute 1, where did you study? Use I studied or I graduated from. Minute 2, what was your first job or major project? Use I worked as or I completed. Minute 3, what is a recent achievement? Use the word just. For example, I just learned how to handle international clients.
When you listen back, focus on your syllable stress. Remember econ o missed? And check your intonation. Does your voice fall at the end of your statements to show confidence?
Absolutely. Don't worry about being perfect. Just aim for completion. Your brain will learn from the mistakes.
Absolutely. Don't worry about being perfect. Just aim for completion. Your brain will learn from the mistakes.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Keep practicing, keep narrating your life, and stay historical.
You are doing an awesome job. Keep your extensive learning cap on, and we will see you soon.
Stay confident, stay hardworking, and as always, happy learning.
Thank you, and good night.
Bye-bye, everyone.